And we are back. It is trailer time once again. This time, the most important trailer of the bunch, in my opinion. It is time for the gameplay deep dive trailer. Ultimately, this is a football game, and for myself, personally, the most important aspect of a football game is the quality of the football. And I've been one of the biggest advocates for massive upgrades needed to the gameplay format over the last couple of years. So again, remember what I said. If you believe that the changes that they're going to show us in this trailer are insufficient on the standard of what we've currently seen in FC24, do not pre-order this game. The best way to tell EA that their product is not good enough is to not buy it. The best thing that you can do is still try out the betas, still try out the demos, and give EA the feedback that they need to improve this game before you then buy it at launch, or indeed wait until they have actually improved the game before buying it at all. That would be my advice going into this trailer. Hopefully, it's a good one. Let's get into it. And here we go then. I have left the music on. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted for this, but these trailers do tend to have talking in them as well as visuals, so I think it's best if we keep the talking in the reaction so I can actually react to what they're saying. And obviously I will possibly pause it at different times during the video as well so I can give actual in-depth reactions to what they're showing us. I'm positive, I'm optimistic. Come on EA, let's knock it out the park. Final 10 seconds to go, and then the gameplay trailer will be here. Not all images appear in-game. Well, that's always a good start.
This is FC25. With tactics inspired by the greatest minds of the game, more Hypermotion from last year's most memorable matches, and new playstyles.
Okay.
Everything you need to win for the club. Introduce.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Hypermotion technology is where they've done like actual 3D scans of things that have happened in real life. So, like last year, they had the goal that Haaland scored against Dortmund, where he did that giant kick in the air. And that's how the Hypermotion works. They've literally done body scans of moments in real life matches to then implement those animations into the game.
FCIQ, a complete overhaul of the game's tactical system where team tactics, player roles, and in-game smart tactics give you more control over how your team moves and plays than ever before.
Okay, that sounds positive already. I'm someone who really likes to do tactics.
It's just about putting in the best player at a position. It's about putting in the right player for the system you want to run.
With FCIQ, team tactics have been modernized at both ends of the pitch, and your teammates are smarter both on and off the ball.
Something we're excited about this year is that...
Okay, so basically what they've done is they've implemented how it kind of looks on Football Manager, which I think is a good thing. I spoke about that in my Football Manager series. It looks like you can actually designate the style of play to the player. So, like you've got here, Griezmann there as an advanced forward, like I have my Højlund as a pressing forward on Football Manager. And it looks like you'll be able to manipulate... I mean, you kind of had that already. They're just kind of making it now a visual on the pitch rather than just actual instructions on the mode, but we'll see what they say.
FCIQ can be used to easily emulate a favorite manager's tactics. Say, for example, instead of a traditional 4-4-2 that might feel static or disorganized, you can set up your team in a more fluid, balanced style that might alternate between a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1, something close to what you might see under Ancelotti at Madrid.
Cool, like that.
As you can see,
half winger, inside forward.
That
is truly special.
Okay.
We realized we can't just update team tactics to make the game feel authentic. It's also down to players being used appropriately in the system.
That's why we're excited to bring player roles to FC. We built an out-of-game AI model in order to help identify which player roles fit players in FC.
Good.
Picking the proper role means you can unleash players in entirely new ways, and each role can have multiple focuses.
A plus or a plus plus means that the player is either accomplished or world-class in that specific player role. That means it's up to you to assign the proper role that fits the player and your strategy.
Well, we'll hear out what they have to say, but does that mean they have better stats when they're playing in a plus or a plus plus role? Because surely what's the point in it if they can't actually have the stats to back up that they play better? Like if I put Vinicius as a left winger, but have him set as a winger rather than a left winger with inside forward, does that mean he has better stats as an inside forward? Or is he just going to be the same and those are just the instructions?
To give you a sense of how your team will play, you can check your players' activity maps, detailed descriptions of each player's role, a dynamic summary of your tactic, and even how your team looks with and without the ball.
And when you need it, the game will provide in-match tactical suggestions based on the current match situation.
You can even change your team's tactics and focus using the directional pad. If
I
you
don't
find
mind
a
that,
tactic you
but
like, you can share it with your friends
Or followers,
using a tactic-specific code.
FCIQ.
that's fantastic. That's really good. So that means when we do our tactical breakdown videos during the season, at the end of the video, I can put a link to the tactics that I've used. I really like that. Personally, I probably won't be using the suggested tactics because I'm someone who likes to create my own tactics on the fly. But I do like that. I like the fact that we'll be able to actually share our tactics as an actual code that people can then immediately implement. That's really useful.
Is also the foundation of gameplay across all modes.
We'll go into more detail on career mode in the career mode deep dive, but FCIQ makes team tactics and individual player roles essential to the success of your team.
FCIQ will also influence the core systems in career, relating to transfers, scouting, and the youth academy, meaning
Useful.
squad building and development goes way beyond just OVRs.
I like
In
that.
clubs, the biggest impact of FCIQ will be on customizing your team's tactics. Club managers and lobby captains will be able to select, create, and customize tactics and choose player roles for the team.
These tactics influence AI behaviors, which in the past have been a challenge for clubs. FCIQ gives players more control over the way their teams are set up, but most importantly, the way their AI teammates play and position themselves.
FC25 is the world's game in every sense, which means if
Okay, so again, I mean, they're obviously focusing on clubs there. I know there's been a lot of community demand for an improvement in clubs, so I'm glad that they've done that. But again, my immediate concern is obviously when you're playing Ultimate Team, Career Mode, just general online or whatever, that means you're going to have 10 players other than the one you're controlling moving with all these AI influences, which again could end up being as good as it is bad. 'Cause if you've got the right defenders playing their correct roles, is it going to be near impossible to break them down unless you've got exactly the right players in their exact positions on your own team? Be interesting to see how it plays out.
it's in the game, it's in our game. We've used volumetric capture to grab even more real-world moments and bring them into FC.
Yeah, that's what I was on about
Real
earlier.
movements, real goals, real styles of play, and of course, real celebrations across over 19,000 players and teams added to FC25.
Playstyles were a huge success to the game last year, and we're building on that. In FC25, we're adding new goalkeeper playstyles to the game.
And there's lots more we're excited about. Professional fouls, new skill moves, visual enhancements across overlays, full body AI mimic, realistic movements in jerseys and materials, and so much more.
That's it.
Okay.
And
That's
this
it.
is FC25. Welcome back to the world's game.
That's it.
What will you do for the club?
So all they've talked about in terms of gameplay changes is that they've made the AI better in terms of using these roles. Like, obviously, they've shown us the professional foul thing. I'm personally on board with professional fouls. I think it is something that is used an awful lot in real-life football. And if people are going to start moaning and whinging about people doing professional fouls and then rage quitting, then, I mean, grow up. Like, it's a football game. Professional fouls are a part of football. But, again, I'll be honest, they've not really told us a lot there. Like I said, they've shown us that they're going to have all of these different roles that you can apply to your players, but they've not said if those roles are actually going to influence the stats or not. It's just going to be AI behavior and that's it. Is it going to be AI 25 like it was AI 24? I'm not so sure that's a good thing or not, but I mean, I guess we'll see. That's supposed to be the official gameplay deep dive, and all they've shown us is one playstyle plus on a goalkeeper and what they believe is an improvement to AI intelligence. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm not sure they've given us enough information there.